They know what the sexy two of us look like.
Oh, I got a face for radio though.
I got a face only a mother could love. It's not even for radio. Are we live? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Accelerate Tournaments showdown right here. This is Tibor.
How you doing, everybody?
My name is Joe. We'd like to welcome you guys out here. I don't know how many of you guys have been out here lately to what used to be Pizza Zone and is now
Don't cry, Llorona.
Don't Cry Llorona.
Llorona.
There you go. All right, so come on out here. You know, Tony and Erwin, they're gonna set you guys up, as well as the wonderful staff out here. They got plenty of 7-foot tables, and 9-foot tables. This one here is very special because it's got the shimmed-in pockets.
4-inch pockets on this table.
Why don't you go on ahead and tell us what we're playing tonight?
All right, it's going to be a race of 13, 10 ball. It's going to be no early 10s, no 3-foul rule, and it's called shot, typical 10 ball rules. 2 and 3 spot in the back.
All right, and so we got that going. Aaron's kind of trying to give us a little guidance. We need to go away a little more, like right there. Okay,
yeah.
Now we're looking good. Maybe we could see us now. Oh, me? I need to come in. How about this? Is that even better?
Yeah, perfect.
All right. So again, no early 3 fouls. We've got no early 10 balls. We're going to work with that. I'm just going to let our players know here that we are ready to go, and they can go on ahead and start. They're going to flip for the first break today. It's going to be rack your own, and winner rack, like you said. So give us just a couple minutes here. We're going to flip, see who breaks, and we'll be ready and rolling. Do you want to hit mute real quick? That way we don't have to. All right, everybody, welcome back. We got the coin flip and the handshake going. It looks like it is going to be Abner on the first break. So, Tibor, do you have any predictions today?
No, I do not. I don't know Hassan's game very well. I played Abner once in a tournament, and he beat me. So if I was going to go with some personal bias there, I might say Abner. You always want to lose to a great player.
Yeah, well, I'm actually the other way around. I played against Abner and beat him. This was back at Clicks when they had that real fast cloth on there during an 8-ball tournament. And how I won was the same way I lost the 10-ball match against Jeremiah. Was he scratched after making the 8-ball when we were both hill.
Ooh.
So, but you know, Hassan and I have gone back and forth on a few. It's a good solid break. Everything kind of spreading out.
So like we were talking about, this is a tight table, right? Shimmed up to 4 inches. It's going to be very difficult. I don't see us a lot of break and runs on this table. Unexpected misses. Should make for an exciting match.
The sound that makes everybody's teeth hurt in a pool room. A drop cue. Now it looks like he might see a slight piece of the 1 ball from what we're seeing here. But I can't really get a chance to see a whole lot on that there. One thing that is going to be good, I think, is just, you know, with the 9-footers, both of these guys have a good solid break. A generous 2 ball.
Right. Well, giveth and taketh away, right?
Right. So this being a race,
playing it off the 3.
Well, that would open up the 3 ball theoretically. Looks like it's giveth time again. As Hassan does not have a good pocket for the 2 ball.
I see him playing safe just like that, coming down table, getting behind those balls.
He does have room to make it, but one of the things that I like about those safeties there is even if you don't find exact cover, at our level, you know, sometimes just the long safety is a good safety anyway.
Abner coming up a little short on that save, giving Hassan the ability to bank it. Might be calling the 8 ball here. If not, he can go and hit it with some law, come back behind that 4 ball, send the 2 ball down table.
One of the things Abner brought up to us before we even started the match is they are going with the which balls are these? Are these the Arcos 2? Or are these
Arcos, the black.
The black. So we got the Bumblebee ball out there. If it's not too good to see, the 10 ball is actually the one that's on the low rail right now. But he was talking about trying to remember that the pink was the 4 ball and the purple was the 5. You know, we're not professional pool players by any stretch of the imagination, so just remembering that sometimes is a feat in its own.
Now, I remember when they switched to this ball set for the Moscone Cup, and Jeremy Jones was just preaching pink, purple, right? If you remember pink, purple, then it should help you with the 4-5, right? Mm-hmm. And that's actually helped me a couple times in the match as well.
That's good. I don't get a whole lot of a chance to play with these sets here. I know I've played a couple times at Olhausen and Las Cruces with the Bumblebee set, but usually I only do that in 9 ball because I don't know, for some reason I don't really care much for the look of the 10 ball with the dark blue and the black, especially when you're doing, you know, filming like this. It makes it kind of hard to see.
Fortunate to have that little rub on the 3 and still have that shot in the side. Draw it back. He's got to remember pink purple here, so he's drawing back for the 4, the pink 4.
I think he wanted to come back a little further than that. His body English standing up kind of said he let off on that stroke, almost like he poked at it. You got to remember, Brad. That's your name, right, Brad?
Got to poke it, don't stroke it. Or stroke it, don't poke it.
There you go. A well-played shot on the 4 ball. Unfortunately, not strong enough to get him back for the 5 ball in the mirrored corner pocket.
It does make it incredibly difficult when you get yourself out of line. It's hard to get back in line.
I think you're... Oh, there you are. You're back. I don't know what's going on with your headset. Not quite sure what's going on with your headset, but when you're working, you sound good.
Might be a battery issue.
Well, I made sure to plug them in early, and you got a green light still flashing, so we'll work with whatever comes to us, right?
That's right.
Now, do you have a favorite cue ball you like to shoot with?
Any of the upgraded cue balls I prefer. I mean, just better than your standard or your basic cue ball. I don't have a preference. You?
I'm kind of the same way. You know, I used to have one of the old early measles balls, you know, with the red dots and stuff, until somebody decided they liked it more than I did. When I ran to the restroom, they stole it off the table.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I kind of got used to the arrows, though. I don't know if you're familiar with those ones.
Yep, there we go. We were talking about it earlier. Tight pockets, unexpected miss. That ball would have dropped on any other table. Well, majority of the tables out there.
Hassan a little straight on this, but he can use some English to try and pull himself back down the table. Going really far on that. How far would you say he overran his shape by? If it was me, it'd be 9 feet, but... Oh.
Smart shot from Hassan, though. Banking up there, playing shape for the 10. It's a safer shot. Your opponent coming up there with a long cut.
Yeah. Bring him back up that if you can't find cover, at least put some distance between the cue ball and the object ball.
Abner can do the same thing here. He can cut it short, leave it up on the top rail, bring that cue ball back bound by the 10. But sometimes it's hard to think of that shot when you're down, you want to win, you want to go offensive.
Kind of like you always fight for the win, you know. You don't play off very much. Well, although he did kind of take a little bit of your advice, I think he was way off on the aim. He was a little bit more than a diamond off, it seemed like. So
Hassan doesn't have to shoot the shot either. He can bank it up there to that center diamond on the short rail and bring it back behind the 10.
See, and I noticed he shot that with draw, put a little screw on the ball to try and bring it around, whereas I like the top because I find that, you know what I'm saying, especially on those there where you're coming off the rail, you can control it a little bit better with some top as opposed to draw.
There was lots of ways to execute that shot. You can even do it with some center ball. But, you know, player preference. He decelerated when he went through that ball. Abner, take the first rack. And rattles it. Early game jitters or just the tight pockets? What do you think?
I think it was kind of the tight pockets. I don't think that he would take a shot like that for granted. He did seem a little bit rushed as opposed to some of the other shots he took earlier in the rack. He does move around the table really quick, so it could just be the jitters.
So Hassan taking the first one, stealing that rack from Abner.
Definitely a steal. What do you got for me, Tibor?
Well, let's talk about Si Senor. They've been serving up some of the finest Mexican food in our area since 1984. They have awesome chips and multiple salsas. You can find them at 1551 East Loman Avenue in Las Cruces. They're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Reach them at 575-527-0817. That's Si Senor Mexican Restaurant.
Yeah, Sergio and the gang over there, just wonderful supporters of Accelerate tournaments. We'd like to say, you know, again, thank you to them. If you're in the area and you're looking for some good Mexican food, even if you're not in the mood for like a big plate, my mother-in-law really enjoys the soup that they have there on the weekends. The
caldo?
The caldo, yeah. You know, so it's nice because I'm a big fan of Mexican food.
I couldn't tell.
Well, I'm a big fan of food. I mean, all right, so we're looking at the 6 and 9 ball, which are the second balls in the rack. Let's see where they go. He's going with a straight-on break. Based off the power, we'll be able to see 6 ball. Ooh. Just kind of gets kicked around, but the 9 ball does go in and leaves somewhat of a shot. Let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, there's definitely a shot there to get the 1 ball. And right, 2 balls
You should
down
get position on the 3 ball after pocketing this one. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball.
Now, I didn't have my eye on the 2 ball. Was that a 4 railer? Did that come back around 4?
No, I believe that got kicked into some other pocket.
Quality play there by Hassan. You know, with those little squirt shots, sometimes it's easy to over or undercut them.
Electing not to go with too much power, shooting into the side pocket. He could have came around 3 rails, but sometimes shooting at that speed, you make that ball miss.
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't had a chance to play on these tables since they were redone, but you know, from what I've seen on all of the tables out here, we got really good, consistent speed on them. The rails, how you know they're alive. They're not too alive, but they've got a nice little. Ooh. He needs it to
Does
stop.
that ball go to leak out?
It's going to leak out. Oh yeah. He does have the shot on the 4 ball.
So talking about the tables, we noticed that Ernesto Domingos was in here, and he's from California. Tony and Erwin, they're from California. I'm sure they met up sometime over there.
Actually, he just walked back in with his clubs right now, so, or his clubs. Got golf on the mind. He just walked in with his cues right now. Oh, he left his cues somewhere, but
you might see him come into the frame every once in a while.
And it's nice that somebody wants to take the time to put the kind of love that they do into the tables here like they do at Pizza Zone.
Now I'm curious on these rails. Do you know if they were shimmed or if they're just longer cut rails?
To be honest, I didn't ask. They look like longer rails. They don't look like shimmed rails to me personally, but
a little bit of a situation for Abner. Does he cut this in the side or does he go up to the top rail or top right as we're looking at the table?
I think personally I'd shoot the 6-ball into the side pocket, run down to the short rail, and come back down for the 7.
Shooting that shot, you have to be real mindful of the speed. You might overrun it.
Well, I mean, he did get back for the 7-ball, kind of on a longer shot. But doesn't matter if you leave yourself shape if you miss the shot, right?
It's true. There's an order of operations that need to happen there.
Kind of like pass for using your fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep.
There you go. You're very good at that. And Tibor, of course, is a firefighter or a battalion chief up at Las Cruces. Ooh. Hassan digging just a little too much.
I think that's one of those situations where you're looking at the shape, took your concentration off the pot.
There we go. I think he might have rolled a little bit too far.
He looks pretty straight. Well, he might be able to maintain that angle, keep roll up for the 8. You don't want to get straight. You want to leave yourself a nice angle.
Slows down. Yeah, that looks like a good angle right there. He's gonna have to put a little bit of action on there.
Right. Anytime, especially with these tight pockets, you want to limit that though. I like a little bit more angle on that shot, but at least this table is running faster than I'm not sure maybe Abner's used to. Definitely what I'm used to. So.
Well, that unfortunately was not where Abner was trying to line up. He set himself up on the 50-yard line.
There you go. The cut's on. Just if you're going to cut this ball, make sure you overcut it, so you miss a pro side, create some distance. It's kind of a safer shot. Electing to play safe.
Well, it's always a neat shot, going for the side pocket, because it's such a low percentage shot, but it's a high success rate in leaving a pretty difficult shot for your opponent coming back to the table. And he's kind of looking, I'm saying, if he was to hit that straight, pretty much go right into the center diamond on the short rail.
Hassan with some good speed there, bring that cue ball back to the bottom rail.
Well, if you're not going to leave him behind something, leave him long. And I don't really envy these guys here. If you're used to shooting and all of a sudden you're going from a normal table to this one here with the thin pockets, you can let a game get away from you just that quick. Abner steals one back from Hassan. So we're sitting at 1-1 right now. Let's go on ahead and bring you into one of our other sponsors here. It's going to be Old West El Paso Construction. Javier Calzada is the owner, does a wide variety of high quality general contract work, great pricing, and he does it with quality. So, if you can get a good price and quality, that's something that's very rare to get nowadays. But get a hold of Old West El Paso Construction. You can contact them at 915-217-8471.
All right, we got some members in the chat. cheering on their player, their horse in the match.
Jeremiah giving a "Let's go Habibi," showing some love out there. I know they shoot quite frequently at the tournaments over here at Pizza Zone on Sundays. I know they come out and they do. Hassan, I think, actually runs one of the tournaments out here. Boy, the 54-54 in the Shane and Federer match.
Oh yeah, they got it streaming up top here. That's nice. Good control of the cue ball. Did you look at the two balls? See where they were?
No, I didn't, because he actually went from just outside of the break box on the right side of the table. So left, as we're looking at him, he was actually shifted over. He didn't do a straight on break.
That's fine. You're still looking at those two balls.
All right, well, one was really low, the other one was really high. But now the mess on the table is the 5, 6, 7. And kind of looking around, if you were to try and use the 2 ball to go off that side rail and run into it, you run the risk of blocking yourself behind those for the 3 ball.
It's one of the areas that the pros are really good at, is they can hit where they want to hit that rack or that cluster and really manipulate it and still maintain that shot. They can go in there with a higher percentage of making sure they have that next shot available.
Well, at this point, I don't think it's going to matter too much. He's pretty darn straight in on this 2 ball.
Right. So I was looking at it. If he draws back in the 2, plays the 3, shoots the 4 in the corner with a good angle, he can draw into that cluster with a high probability of maintaining a shot on that 5.
Of course, you could try to take care of it right now going into the 5 ball off the long rail. So if you come in, shoot the 2 ball, come in on the 5, you'll definitely be able to see, I mean, even if you hit the 7 ball, you'll still definitely be able to see the 3 ball. And if you miss it on the side of the 6 ball, hopefully you don't scratch, but then you'd at least have a way to get in on the 3 ball.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful coming below those balls, though. This is one of those tricky shots. Any low, any left. You go high, miss it. If you don't play enough, you go below, and then you get stuck behind that pack.
Abner's going to have what looks to be a fairly easy shot on the 2 ball. It's just where does he want to come to rest for the 3? Because again, you got to be careful of the 8 ball that he almost came up to rest on for the shot on the 4 ball.
Yeah, you could have hit that with more pace, but then you would have tied up that 4.
So do you think he's, it looks like he's going to go with some draw, so 1, 2 rails out. He did get a little knock on it.
5 ball pots in the bottom left. Or I'm sorry, as I'm looking at the table, bottom right, as the screen is showing.
There, bottom left.
Go 1 rail out with some low right.
Exactly what he went with right there. A good shot. So he didn't get straight with the 5, or
can we go to the other angle, please?
Certainly.
Just curious to see if he's able to hold it there. If there's any danger of a scratch.
I don't think he's going to be able just to kind of stop the ball due to the angle, but
no. But I'm talking about playing into the 6.
Yeah, he can pull it back into the 6 like that, exactly like you were saying. It's a good call. Let's see if Hassan can get this nice, what is that, a 6-ball run out? And he's got pretty much ducks right here. But again, you can't take anything for granted on these really tight tables.
Well, outside of the tight table and taking things for granted, when they're sitting real easy, you got to be mindful, because you slip up, you don't hit the cue ball exactly where you want, you don't hit the object ball where you want. That cue ball can slip out, and now you're playing catch up for the rest of the rack. So even with ducks, you got to be precise with where you want to strike the cue ball, where you're pocketing the ball.
For sure.
So right here, I don't think he wanted to leave himself this 7-foot draw shot. Rough estimate. You're not going to measure it for you.
Well, I think that's next week's technology that we're working on. And there was what you were talking about, the 7-foot draw shot. I mean, even when you're just putting a little bit of draw on the ball, it leaves a opportunity for squirt, for the ball to kind of slide one way or the other, even if you're hitting it pretty darn much straight.
It's not a natural motion for the cue ball, spinning backwards while going forward. So if you're not precise in your strike, it's just going to be like a knuckleball.
That came over here into the booth. I got it. To get my
Unfortunately, that is a ball in hand for Abner. Anytime you knock an object ball off the table, it is a foul. Abner coming out, 2 balls left, 9 and 10.
Well, he did kind of seem to throw a little bit extra junk, extra side spin on the 8-ball when it popped out originally. So let's see if he just kind of lines up to roll straight out. He did, but he was just off the mark. Now that looks like it's got enough of the corner of the nipple that it's not gonna go in that easy. Just like I was saying, it's not gonna be that easy.
Players struggling a little bit. Very interesting that Abner missed with ball in hand like that. Just shows you how tight these tables are playing.
You know, and one thing that I thought on that shot was Hassan knew what he wanted, but he didn't take the time to come down, look at the ball, see where it was in relation to the rail, to see, because I didn't think he could necessarily make that. And once he got the cue in the rest or in the bridge, he really didn't take the time to get down and really bear down on the shot.
Right. You need to take your time, walk around the table, and see exactly where you want to hit that object ball, especially using the bridge like that.
Tight pockets. Hassan needs to pull out a sniper right here. He needs to be a marksman and really strike this one home. Speaking of strikers, Tibor, what you got?
Striker Shooting World, one of our sponsors. They're carrying guns and ammo, offer concealed carry training. They have an indoor shooting range, perfect for days like today where it was blistering hot.
Oh yeah.
They have a variety of firearms and shooting accessories, providing outstanding service. They're located in Las Cruces at 415 South Valley Drive. Their hours, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can get a hold of the Striker Company at 575-523-2424. Strikers Shooting World.
Now, I have a question. Have you ever been to Strikers?
I have. I have not been in the indoor shooting range, though.
Okay. Do they have a caliber limit that you can use in there?
I do. Well, I'm not sure. I think they do. You can't go in there with your 50 cal.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, if you got a 308 or something like that.
I do think they have a limit, but I don't know what that is.
Well, as far as if you're worried about that, give them a call, 575-523-2424. If you want to call and ask, then go on ahead and let me know so that I know. I know you gave the phone number. I was just hoping somebody would call and let me know.
Well, it's outside their hours, so I don't know if anyone's going to pick up.
Oh. So it is. Thanks, buddy. Crazy break right there. And we're going to have to move some of the chairs for Abner to get behind. Now, would you short side that off of a ball in hand on the break? Would you?
I didn't think the combo played that tough. I'm curious as to his thought process behind there. Maybe he didn't feel like he can control the one.
That's a possibility.
So the pockets are really playing or affecting the players. You know, they're taking a lot of these shots that are in the jaws for granted. They need to tighten up their game a little bit, be more precise with where they're striking those balls.
Mm-hmm.
Abner should be able to come out one rail.
It's a good shot. He seemed very patient once he was down, didn't rush. And I know Hassan on that last one was shooting left-handed, but you can't expect to get every game with just a 10 ball on the table.
Some traffic on the table, no easy run out.
Are you able to come out two rails, go short rail, long rail, and go into the 3? Or do you think, oh, he was just playing the safe right off it. That was a very nice save. I thought he might have tried to play it in the side, come 2 rails out and run into the cluster down there.
I don't think making the shot afforded anything else after, right? The 3 ball, I don't think passes.
3 rail shot. Sorry.
Smart shot from Hassan, deciding to play safe there.
Mm-hmm.
They are not playing 3 foul rules, so.
That was a very good effort. I liked the way that he went about that with a heavy right hand English and coming in. Unfortunately, it was just a little. If there was a hair on the 2 ball, it would have hit it.
Can we do the other angle there, Joe? Just
sure.
Get an idea. You're very protective of that mouse, so I'm afraid to touch it.
It's in front of you. Another safety by Hassan.
Locking him up against a 6 ball.
It's good, but it is still just a very easy 2 rail shot for the 3 ball.
What did you just say? An easy 2 rail shot?
Well, I mean, for somebody of your caliber, yes.
I don't consider them easy. Now, it does afford a lot of opportunity to either you can make the 3 and come out for the 4 nicely, or if you thin it, you can come out and play safe. So a lot of good things can happen with this shot.
Well, there's another missed opportunity for Abner to get the return safety. Personal opinion, though, I liked what you were saying. I think he just hit it too soft. Whether that would have helped him hit the ball or not, I don't think had he hit the 3 ball, it would have had too much of a chance of getting out for the 4 ball.
Right. You know, speed control, even with those shots, you have to be mindful of it, right?
Right.
Hassan with the wave, unintentional safety there. Now, if they were playing 3 fouls, Abner would be on 2 right now.
Yes, he would. Now, going back to the courtesy wave, I was listening to oh, what a good try by Abner. I was listening to one of the games that Jeremy Jones was on, and they were asking him the question of the courtesy wave.
Oh, what was the question?
If he thought that, it was actually worth it to, hold up your hand and, give a apologetic wave and stuff like that. And he said that he doesn't like it. He finds himself doing it sometimes, but he doesn't like it because then he finds that, he feels bad for the rest of that rack kind of a thing, in the back of your mind. So you if you get back on the table, you don't see yourself as just dominating the rack. You see yourself as kind of lucking out. And those rolls go both ways a lot of times.
That's right. I mean, just talking about Abner's shot right there. He hit that ball well. He's got a good opportunity here. A little bit too much pace on that ball.
You know, something I've noticed about Abner's shooting in correlation to how Hassan's shooting the ball, Abner seems lately to not be putting as much side spin on the ball, whereas Hassan's been kind of loading it up to try and, you know what I'm saying, work those rails. But as you were saying, on these shorter pockets, that throw is having an effect on some of his shots. I believe he's got that 6 ball. What do you think?
Well, if he doesn't, he has a good return safety there. I certainly believe he's got a sliver of that 6. He's looking at it like he can make it, so he's going to try to cut this in the upper left as we're looking at it and try to hold it for the 7 in the side.
I was going to say, he needs to hit it with enough pace to make sure he either gets by the 7 or by the 8 ball. It's kind of a moot point at this juncture.
I think he was trying to hold it, so you know, not enough pace wasn't the issue.
But I also thought that he would have put a little bit of right-hand English on the ball to go 2 rails and kind of come off the long rail. But that's why I'm in the commentator's booth. I'm not over the ball seeing exactly.
Oh, unfortunate scratch there.
Signs of frustration from Abner. And you know, it's tough sometimes when you find yourself in a rack like this where it seems like every other shot that you have, you're fouling. Especially when the first shot that you have is a ball in hand shot off the break.
Players missing with ball in hand.
I thought that was the only thing I did.
I like his approach. I was actually looking if he had cut this in the side, if he could go straight into the 8, bump the 8 out, and just play the 7 down at the bottom right as we're looking at it. But rolling forward wasn't a bad shot either. Abner needs to take a look, see how deep this 6 ball is. That could play tricky, especially with the bridge.
Now, I haven't had a chance to go up and see how deep the deck goes before it actually falls into the pocket, especially with it shimmed the way it is, or the way that the table was tightened up. You know, because then you have just that millimeter more of the pocket that you have to manipulate through. Oh boy. Well, I don't think that that was not him taking enough time on it. I think it's just the frustration of the whole rack kind of put him in a situation where he, just missed it.
Yeah, things aren't coming easy. You know, the players are missing balls that they expected to make, and that just can play on your mind. And so, because that's a whole other element of the game, is what goes on in your mind and how it affects your confidence in the next shot.
It's almost like you press too hard. Which is
going for the 1 rail, 1 pocket lead?
The 1 pocket lead when they're both playing for the same pocket? Yeah, that's one of the things that I try to do when I find myself in some of the matches. If I'm not making balls or if I'm not being consistent, I'll take a higher percentage, even if it's just a couple percent higher for the safety, just to try and give myself some time to get my head back in. And maybe it'll throw my opponent off a little bit.
it's certainly tough when you're in the match, right? You can't just take a timeout and go and knock some balls around and try to work out that error that you might be having with your stroke or clear your mind. One of the things that I do when I get into a match like this is look at one element of my stroke, whether it's the follow through or keeping my hand still or lining up on the shot, and really concentrate that and get some successes out of that before I continue on.
Now, I think he called the side pocket, if I'm not mistaken. I know it was kind of a two-way shot to try and bring it down. I don't know if he was trying to, it looked like he might have called the corner for the cross bank. But, you know, again, with the big over-the-ear headphones and stuff like that on, it's hard to hear what they're calling exactly. And such a beautiful shot and unfortunate. That was a wonderful try right there.
Speed control is important where you strike this ball. You can overrun if you're not careful. So on this shot right here, concentrate on pocketing the ball. Shape's got to come naturally. And that's how you get those little successes and start building your confidence, right? Hassan going up 3-1. Have we talked about Lorenzo's Italian restaurant?
I haven't talked about him yet, but I know I love him.
Lorenzo's Italian Restaurant, one of our sponsors here at Accelerate Showdown. They're family owned and operated, providing fantastic food and service. They also provide catering services. Great supporter of our local community. They're located at 1753 East University Avenue. They're open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, noon to 9:30, and Sunday, noon to 8 p.m. You can reach them at 575-521-3505, Lorenzo's Italian Restaurant.
Yeah, I know whenever my mom comes in to visit from out of town, that's one of the places that we have to go, because she absolutely loves their green chili lasagna.
It is very good.
Not something you find over in Italy, but it's something you'll find here in New Mexico. Well, I guess not here because we're in Texas right now, but
8 and 9 just hitting a little bit high on that rack. 2 ball coming around 4 rails, 3 ball. Everything's threatening a pocket, but nothing going in.
You know, on a regular table, regular pockets, he might have made 4 on that break.
That's very true.
And you always enjoy me stating the obvious. We have some people coming in cheering on Abner over on Facebook. Make sure to get those comments in. Tell us what you think. If there's a way that we can make this stream better, give us a holler, let us know. And getting better commentators, well, yeah, I kind of agree with that, but you can't replace me all in one night, so. Looks like we got another shot where Hassan was just playing hide the object ball. A lot of traffic on the table for Abner to try and come around through and to. He might try and go for the shorter bottom rail kick.
Thinking maybe 2 rails behind the 1. Needs to get a rail.
Was a good kick and stick.
Nope. Did not get a rail.
Okay, yeah. He asked and Abner said, yeah, nothing hit a rail, so.
Yeah, came behind it. Had to hit that with a little bit more pace, create that separation. I like that shot.
Now, we did let the players know that if they were requiring a ref on any shots to let us know so that we can make sure that we get over the ball. And boy, so that we could get over the ball and make sure that we put a camera on it or something to really be as professional, as correct as we can.
Right, so the big thing is we're not going to call the fouls from the commentator's booth. That's going to be on the players.
So that's just kind of a sign of integrity and respect that the players have to kind of have with each other. You know, especially on this one here, because I've had people that I've played in tournaments that it's like, you know, I really want to call a ref every other shot, but it's, you know, something that the two players need to kind of work together to get out.
Nice use of the bridge, laying nicely on the 3. Yeah, I guess he's a little flat, right? A little straight.
I think he does have enough angle, though, to get back towards the middle of the table for the 4 ball.
Yeah, just playing on these tight pockets, you hate to you have to juice it up, right? You want things to come more naturally.
He did go with some right-hand English, rolling a little, well, yeah. It's kind of a no man's land.
A little far?
Little far. Had he not added that right-hand English, I'm pretty sure he would have been good on that, but goodness. We've got a real live party over here.
We're here at Pizza Zone, or Don't Cry Llorona. They provide some excellent food, excellent atmosphere. If you get a chance, come on down. You can watch these players play live, or if you want, to just grab a 7-foot table, shoot some pool.
They also have darts.
Right, they got the electronic darts set up.
If you're a soft tip fan, come on, bring your darts on out.
Aren't you a soft tip fan?
I actually have a set that I can screw in a hard tip or soft tip, depending upon what equipment I need to have. Tibor's doing his best impression of a 10-year-old.
What are you talking about? That's inappropriate there, Joe.
Sorry, giggles.
That ball's not going to go.
These tables are proven to be really tough. I know they were kind of wanting this one here set up to be more of a one-pocket table. That's why they kind of went in with it. But it's definitely a good table to test your metal.
Yes. I believe they got both 9-footers set up that way.
Well, either one you're playing on, then you got to have some thick skin and understand that a miss is a miss is a miss, right? Good contact. Hassan is going to have to go off a rail, I believe, in order to pocket. He needs to be careful of his speed coming out.
Right. Good observation there, Joe. A little fortunate coming past that 7, being able to have that shot on the 5.
Hassan trying to use spin to kind of ease the 5 ball in. He did leave himself very pretty on that rail for the 6 ball.
One rail out for the 6.
Very good speed.
He wants to leave an angle. He doesn't want to be straight.
Well, with as tight as these pockets are, it could pretty much be a pretty much look straight and still be enough of an angle to get out of these pockets.
Now that was a well-struck ball. I know he got a little far in the shape, but he pocketed it well. He stayed down. He followed through.
Well, I do like that shape because he's going to be able to just, you know, ease the ball into the side pocket. It looks like it's going to go all the way down.
Oh, he's playing into the side.
Okay, he is.
Those side pockets, they are narrow.
So, I remember this was affecting some people in Vegas last year with the first year of the Predator tables. going in there, but it seemed like the side pockets were a little tighter than the corners. And everybody was making note of that because 2 balls would be able to go into the corners, but 2 balls were not able to pass in the side. So.
All right, Joe, why don't you talk about Amaro Winery and Tap Room?
Amaro Winery and Tap Room, a variety of great wines, multiple events, live music, sip and paint, open mics, a variety of dancing, dance classes, karaoke, more. They offer a lot of different events and things going on there. If you have a party that you want to try and set something up like that, give them a call at 575-527-5310. And they're open Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., Friday and Saturday 1 p.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday they are open 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. So again, that's Amaro Winery and Tap Room.
Yeah, I know my wife really enjoys the sip and paint. She's gone there a few times for that.
I think for me to be able to do that, it would have to be paint by number. So.
Successful break from Abner. He's got a good shot on the 1. This is exactly what you want.
Well, it's nice to see a break where are successful on making a ball and then being able to see the next ball that you're looking at, in this case the 1 ball. I didn't happen to see, did he go with a semi-cut on the break, or did he go straight heads up?
I did not see. Apologize there, buddy.
Ooh, Abner trying to squeeze it in there, unfortunately leaving a straight shot for Hassan. And one or both of these players needs to kind of start getting a few more balls strung together to try and build themselves a bit of a consistency on the table, because it seems like they're getting 1-2 shots and then they're going to to sit down, so it's almost like 2-ball safety. 2-ball and safety. But
dangerous shot here. He could scratch off this 1 if he's not careful.
Well, he could almost double hit it in too. Goodness.
10-ball is a called shot, so I didn't hear him call that 1.
And what happens if he makes a ball that he didn't call, Tibor, in 10-ball?
Right. So his opponent has the option of taking the shot or passing it back to the opponent, the original shooter.
Because I know we get some people that just kind of want to watch their family members and don't exactly know the rules of the games that we play.
Hassan stringing some balls together, getting some confidence on the table.
That's what I was thinking we were needing. They were both pocketing a fair bit of their balls during practice, but it's just a different beast when they actually have a little bit of pressure. Long shot proving just a little bit too much for Hassan. Putting draw on the balls, keeping in shape for the 8-ball.
These pockets are not going to accept the ball if it hits the rail before the pocket.
So it looks like it's just off the rail, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to kind of, use the rail and spin it in. That's a very nice shot.
Smart shot from Abner.
Very nice. Hassan doesn't have a pocket.
Yes, he does.
Amazing.
Nice shot. Very nice shot. think he's looking at if he wants to cut this in the side or if he wants to go off table with this. Looks like he's electing to go on the side, come around 2 rails for the 9. How's his speed?
Speed looks pretty good.
Excellent shot. Excellent shot.
Just enough of an angle.
So a shot like this, you just need to just concentrate on potting the ball, right? Nice follow through. Hit exactly where you want to be on the 10.
Nice smooth
shot.
stroke. Very nice. All right, let me go on ahead and tell you about the cut gallery. You want to know where I get my hair cut? Well, if I didn't have my wife cutting my hair most of the time anyway. It was the Cut Gallery, a full-service salon, quality work and pricing. We've got Laura, Mary, and the rest of their great staff for haircuts and more. Again, that's going to be the Cut Gallery, located at 1226 South Solano Drive in Las Cruces. Their phone number is 575-526-8765. Again, that's going to be the Cut Gallery. Go see them for all of your full-service salon needs. Now, Hassan has been up, I believe, 2 before. I think when it was 1-3, and then it was 2-3. So Hassan extending his lead back out to a 2-4 lead. Again, it's going to be a race to 13. And we watch that 9 ball. Goes just off the jaw of the pocket. Cue ball swings across, hits the same spot on the jaw. And it looks like Hassan might have our first push out of the night. I'm sorry, Abner might have the first push out of the night unless he elects to go 1 or 2 rails into the 1. He does have a good opportunity for a safe playing that if he can just hold the ball on that rail and just shoot the 1 ball out of there down to the other side of the table.
All right, looks like he's got a shot on the 1, huh? Uh-oh.
Well, I am mistaken. I guess he did have just that corner of the ball. I was thinking of, if he didn't, a nice 2-rail safety coming in behind the 1 ball and just trying to park the cue ball right there. A nice little kick and stick and send the 1 ball to the other side of the table from where it was, but now Hassan was able to navigate his way out of that last rack pretty smooth. I know he had a couple of ducks that were just kind of sitting over pockets. Let's see if he can string some together again. Abner needs to find out what's going on with the scratching.
Oh, got some please. A little bit of a tester here. Might try to draw into that 10.
That would be a good break ball.
Just like that. Nice shot from Hassan. Stay down on it, follow through. Hassan's pace is picking up a little bit. He looks like he's getting a little more confident out there.
Which is good. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't take any of these balls for granted. He just starts to get some pep in his step, and just like that, he's pepping his way to his chair.
There's no pep in his step on his way to his chair, no. That was a slumped, dragging the cue frustration. Come off the rail just a little bit. Nice shape for the 7. Doesn't need too much for the 6 one. to elect to stop it right there. He's got a little bit more angle than I thought. Figures he maybe played 8 in the side.
Needs that ball to bounce off the rail.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's on the wrong side of the 8 to come back for the 9 in the same pocket.
Well, he could always push forward just a little bit and leave himself coming down to the top right pocket on the screen right now in order to get some good shape to roll forward for the 10.
Yep, just roll forward on this and leave yourself straight on the 9. Just like that. Don't do anything fancy. Don't even have to try to get straight in. Just make sure you pocket the 9. You're going to have nice shape for the 10. Hit the rail before the pocket.
I thought you were going to have a rhyme for that one.
What would be the rhyme? I figured you had it.
I don't know. I was thinking, you know, like hit the rail before the pocket. And you find a wall and you want to sock it. I don't know.
He might be looking for that wall. Hassan going up 5-2.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about TCMB Design. Daniel and Teresa do some phenomenal custom design jewelry, sun catchers, and more. I've seen their earrings, their bracelets, their necklaces, and even you know, congratulatory plaques and trophies and stuff like that. They do great laser cut jewelry inlays, stone, minerals, turquoise. They work with a lot of different mediums, and special trophies awards are made from wood and acrylic. Caters to men, offering cufflinks, leather bracers, lapel pins, leather cord necklaces, and keychains. Now, leather cord necklaces, aren't those also usually referred to as a bolo? Tibor, is that what they're called?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't know if there was a different name for them in certain areas of the world. Miniature boxes, decorative signs, and even nativity scenes. They're located usually at the Farmers Market in Las Cruces and other craft and trade shows. Contact Daniel and Teresa at 575-288-5308. Thank you again to Daniel and Teresa, TCMB Design.
Yes, excellent. Great sponsors of the Accelerate. They made some beautiful trophies for us when we were doing the tournaments.
Yeah, I actually have one.
Lucky.
Yeah, but you don't want to know what it was for. Daniel put me out of a tournament in 5th, 6th, and he decided to be a wise guy and made me one that was actually on purpose. It was a cup, a small cup about 5 inches long, and it was actually broken, but it sat into itself, so it actually stood up, but it looks like a broken trophy, and it basically tells me to just keep trying. So that's the only TCMB trophy that I got. Not exactly the kind that you want to be your first one, but it was very special. You know, Daniel and Teresa, just wonderful people. Abner not finding any luck on the table. I honestly want to go back and just count out how many times Hassan has had ball in hand, you know, in these first 6, 7 racks.
Stretched out. Got to come out one rail.
He does have an extension, which is good. That's something that I need to invest in for my cue.
And a brake cue.
And a jump cue. But that's what happens when somebody goes through your truck.
Oh. Oh, legal hit.
Well, he was stretched out using the extension, and he knew he needed to kind of give it some gas, and unfortunately when he did that, he shimmied his whole body.
Yeah, put diesel on it instead of the gas.
Yeah. Either way, it's some of that go juice.
The tables are moving. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir. No.
I was going to say, I was thinking Abner might go out 2 rails, put some low right on that. The tables are fairly fast, right? I think he didn't need to put a power stroke on there to get that shape needed.
Well, I did see the ball jump up, so I'm not sure if that was kind of the downward stroke or what kind of popped the ball up, especially when it hit the rail. So he might have been trying for that, but just not a good smooth stroke through. Ended up kind of biting the rail and just trickling off the rail.
I was looking at how he was cueing. He was intentionally wanting to go forward with that. Are we going to see the jump cue?
Yumpe. The shorter than normal cue coming out. Some of my finest George Teachea work.
Oh, cue ball stayed on the table.
I was half expecting it to hit you.
I was watching it. I had my catcher's mitt.
Well, at least Hassan didn't pitch it to you. So you'd use your catcher's mitt.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Now who's a 10-year-old?
Oh, I'm always a 10-year-old.
Really thin cut on this 3. Might have to bank this one.
Well, the good thing for Abner, you know what I'm saying, shooting that, and he's just trying to stay on the table right now without giving up a ball in hand again. You know, I can see him kind of piecing this together. He needs to get by this shot, but...
Yeah, but that's one of the things that's frustrating is you make a good shot, make the combo, and then you don't have a good follow-up shot. Sometimes that can wear on you. Now, that's an excellent recovery shot. Back in somewhat of a line. Here's the pocket, this 4 in the side pocket.
Very smooth, and he took his time on it.
Yep. Fortunately, he might have to play below the 8 if he wants to. I don't know if he can hit the 8, if he can hold it above the 8. Yep, he was able to.
And he left himself a real good angle to come back for the 9 ball.
Right, as I've preached to you, Joe, many times, angles is the game. Right, you want to leave yourself angles. It makes the job of moving the cue ball easier.
Beautiful.
Yep. Good angle to come back down for the 10. Just concentrate on cutting this 9 ball in and win the game.
This should be a good confidence boost for Abner. You know what I'm saying? Stringing quite a few good shots together.
Oh, I thought he missed it.
And he took his time on it. It looked like a good shot. Just needs to stay down on this one.
Ooh. That's a heartbreaker right there.
100%.
Hassan gifted with another rack, going up 6-2. While the players are racking the balls, let's talk about another one of our sponsors, Olhausen and Jerry O's Rack Room. They've been open since 1948, providing pool tables, shuffleboards, darts, and all the accessories. They also have a pool hall, that's Jerry O's Rack Room. They provide pool table sales, service, and repair. They also host a Friday night 9-ball chip tournament at 7 p.m. and they cater to the seniors within the community. They're located at 2255 East Loman Avenue in Las Cruces, New Mexico. You can contact them at 575-524-4337. That is Olhausen and Jerry O's Rack Room.
Well, that's nice that they cater to seniors so that Big Papa Horvath has a place to go play on 9-foot tables.
Don't ever call him Big Papa Horvath again.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your nickname. Oh, Old Man Horvath.
OMH. We don't have to say he's old.
Ooh, that cue ball was sliding towards it.
Avoiding the scratch there. Successfully pocketing a couple balls. Not a good offensive shot on the one. I like the defense playing 2 rails behind that 4 ball, the pink 4 ball, banking the one down into that cluster. Joe ordering a big old plate of delicious looking nachos.
I don't know if I've ever told you, but my favorite method of food delivery has got to be the chip. Yeah, you can keep your fork as long as I can have some tortilla chips.
Does he have a window into that one?
It looks from my angle that he does, but I don't think where he's going to hit it, he'll be able to make it.
All right, not calling a ball. He waved it off. Looking to play safe. I don't think Abner's going to like his next shot, his follow-up shot. While Joe's going to eat those delicious nachos, we're going to pass the mic over to Mr. Aaron Horvath himself, joining us on the live stream.
Hey, Tibor. Hey, everybody. Can you hear me
okay? How you doing,
okay?
Aaron? Absolutely, we can hear you.
Good, good. I'm doing good. Just watching these guys settle into a groove, hopefully, and seems like maybe the first several games have been a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and, I think the table's affecting some of their strokes, shot selections.
Yeah, with these reduced pockets, they're definitely not able to kind of cheat them and play for with your cue ball position more that as you'd like. But that was a good jump by Hassan.
Yeah, and he was rewarded for it.
He sure was. Got it
looks
tucked
like
behind
the 6 might play, if he kicks behind the 1, might play into that corner pocket.
Yeah, it's tight by that 9 ball, but looks like it might. That's what he's looking at now.
Might look at a 1 rail kick, pocketing the 6 in that corner.
Definitely what I'm trying.
So going back to the tables, 4-inch pockets, they really tighten your game up, but sometimes it's almost too tight in my opinion. It frustrates you, really wears on your mind, and I don't know, some people might argue that it takes away from the game. You should be able to cheat a pocket, get a better angle and whatnot. If you wanted those real tight pockets, we can play snooker.
Right. And you can, you can certainly buy those pocket reducers and use those, right? But for practice, for me, my viewpoint, I guess, looking at it for practice, sure, dial in your aim even tighter. I get it. For regular play, it's definitely rougher for them. And for tournament play, I'd like all the tables to be the same, but that's my preference.
Right.
But this is where they chose and what they wanted to do.
So we got a big match between 2 pros right now, Shane Van Boning and Fedor Gorst. They have it streaming here at Pizxa Zone. Shane is up 60-56 against Federer.
Oh, wow. Shane has put together some games here. Last time I looked, he was behind a few games. Wow.
And they are playing on 4 1/4 pockets, so they're not even wanting to mess around with the 4-inch pockets.
So those are 4 1/4. I think these are 4. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. That's what I heard.
It's crazy. I know Adrian and Jason, when they had their match a few weeks ago, they definitely had their hands full with this table as well. It's definitely very challenging. And thank you, everybody who's watching. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll have some more matches coming up very soon. I've posted those.
Right. You got a big one coming up.
I do, with my good friend, Michael. We're going to have a good weekend. Nice shot on the 2. It did not, excuse me,
That's
the 10.
10.
Yeah, excuse me. I saw the blue off this angle here.
All right, so this is not a win, no early 10s. That 10 will spot back up. Hassan will still get to shoot. He'll keep shooting. Looks like he could draw straight back for the 3 if he chooses.
And he does.
right, so we're going to go to the pink 4-ball next. Position here is going to be tricky. Hassan electing to draw all the way to the top of the table. Very nice shot.
It is. Presents a little bit of a challenge getting over here on the 5-ball. See what he does if he comes around.
Looks like he's going to be. Yep.
He called a safe, didn't he? Mike got that a little too slow.
7 provides cover. I don't think that 4-ball, pockets.
It does not. It does not, especially with these pockets. So, me looking for a safe here unless he gets aggressive. Okay, bit of a two-way there. Did he call the 7? I'm not sure.
Was he playing the way he was shooting, it looked like he was playing the 7, but
yeah,
with little hopes of pocketing it. Maybe, I don't know.
Looks like Hassan's going for the jump, calling the 4-ball.
Keeping the cue ball on the table is going to be difficult.
Unfortunately, he did not. Be ball on hand for Abner.
Now, Abner plays on your league team, doesn't he?
He does.
That was a mid-season ad, or did you have him from the beginning?
Not a mid-season, but we had him on the roster from the beginning, but he was not able to play for a little while, so we're glad to have him. He's a good shooter.
Absolutely. Position on 5, tricky.
Yeah, it looks like he's going right in there with that tight little window between the 10 and the 9-ball.
So we were talking a little earlier, those side pockets are not forgiving, right? Those points will stick out. You have to hit them precise.
Yeah, I was noticing that earlier. It seemed like a couple times they were shying away from setting up by using the side pocket. They're setting up by going to the corner instead for better position and a little more guarantee on the shot.
Wow.
Unfortunately
so
for Abner.
This is one of those situations, pocketing the ball not in the intended pocket. So Hassan comes to the table, has the option of taking the shot from here, or you can pass it back to Abner. I don't see Hassan passing this back.
I don't either. I like what he's looking at just for going around the world and checking the angles and getting back on the 7 down here. I like this shot. That's what I'd be doing too. But he overcut it looks like to me, and it was just barely too. So he was right on for the 7, just overcutting it a bit. Abner up on the rail. He's got a good angle on the 6 to get back for the 7. He needs to come with a good, steady, even stroke here.
Slow back swing, follow through. Very nice.
Coming into traffic, unfortunately, and gets almost 50-yard line on that 7. So what are you doing here, T-Boy?
You got to play safe. I'm thinning the 7, putting it back on the long rail, sending the cue ball to the other side. You might leave a bank for your opponent, but the way these pockets have been playing, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it looks like he's lining up just what you said. Thin it and bring it all the way back down, but cue ball needs to settle down. It's good. All the way to the rail. Wow.
He actually went opposite of what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this actually a way better shot than what I had announced. You got that distance on there. Hassan leaking out. What? Leaving the 7 tough.
Hey, he did, and the cue ball goes by the 10 fine for that 7 cut or bank, whatever he decides. Does it? Go by the 10? Can't tell from here.
Nope. It's difficult to see. Looks like he's going to go ahead and try to cut this up in the upper right corner as we're looking at the table. Oh, he hit that well. It just, you can't hit the rail before the pocket. Not on these tables.
Not on this one. That's exactly right. That looked like it would go in under a normal 4.5 diamond standard pocket size.
Right.
But sure did, but not quite on these.
Now Hassan had called the 7 ball, but I think he was playing safe the whole way.
Yeah, a little safe shape, 2-way, whatever. I like that term. I learned that one from Tim Daniel. Safe shape.
Tim Daniels, Donkey Pool
Productions. Yeah. Abner hitting that one a little fuller than he wanted, that's for sure. At that speed, he must have had the angle to make it, so he just hit it a little full. Looks like the same with Hassan.
Yeah, now Abner's got a good opportunity, right? You can take this rack and get back into this match. You don't want to get too far behind. He's down 6-2.
Yeah, I think it was that previous game that he may have taken that 10 ball for granted over here in this bottom right corner as the screen is set up right now. Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh. 10 ball needs to settle down. It did not. It is right in his way. See if he's going to kick or jump.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be kicking at this ball. I like the kick here. One rail, you hit the bottom side of the 9. You can send that 9 ball up to the top of the short rail, bring the cube out back down below the 10 maybe. Or you could pocket that ball and get good shape on the 10.
It makes sense. Oh. And missed the 9 ball. Ball in hand for Hassan. And both these guys have really, really improved over the last year. They've been playing. They played in a lot of Accelerate tournaments. And Hassan goes up 7-2.
Hassan going up 7-2. While they're racking those balls, let's talk about another one of our great sponsors, Egan Auto Service. They're locally owned and operated, providing expert auto repair services at low prices. They're located at 1128 East Amador Avenue in Las Cruces, New Mexico. You can contact them at 575-541-1444. That is Egan Auto Service.
Yeah, I want to thank Keith. He's been with us from the very, very beginning, 3 years now, just about. And he's also my teammate on our league team as well. But just a great guy, great supporter of pool and what we're doing out here. And does great mechanic work. So please take advantage of his services. Thank you, Keith.
Keith does shoot a good stick, right? Every time I play him in league, he gets the win.
Really? I didn't know that, but
yeah,
he does shoot very well. I think he's in the low 500s. He may be established now. So he's new to the Fargo thing. So, yes, he hasn't played any tournaments. Yeah. So, pretty much through league play. Yeah. I want to say he's in the low 500s. If he is established, it's not too much over 200, but very good pool player.
Looked like the players went to take a little break. I think they're going to use the restroom real quick.
I think it's a good time for me to do as well. Thank you guys for joining. We'll be right back.